Yes, that's exactly right. Vegans are better than God. It's just a fact. Look, we have two hands, right? We can choose what to do. 3 times a day, we can choose compassion or cruelty. 3 times a day, we choose not to eat animals, not to steal from them. We choose to be kind. Meanwhile, God is doing all, absolutely nothing. We don't know if God is drunk, stoned, asleep, watching and eating popcorn and thinking it's hilarious with all of the wars that go on, or maybe God is just dead. We don't know. But the good news is that we have 2 hands in which to do good in the world. So every day you can choose to be kind and compassionate instead of cruel. Look, if we had designed the planet, we would never have designed lions who eat zebras. That's just mean. They don't even want to hurt them, but they have no choice. But we have moral agency. We can choose kindness. So we choose tofu, beans, lentils, and rice, and you too can be nice.
Hey lady, shut up!
Now listen. If you want to be a vegan or a vegetarian, I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but whatever, that's fine. Live your life the way you want. It's none of my business. However, don't try coming after me because I enjoy eating steak and chicken and fish and whatever other meat I can use as a source of protein. And for the ones that try to shame us meat eaters, don't they realize they just make us double down and eat more meat? So maybe, just maybe, they should mind their own damn business. Just saying. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a fairly crazy Clown World update for you guys today, and as usual, we have absolutely no time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this is a post from the subreddit Trans. Now, this disheveled individual is Andrea. Now, Andrea is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a lesbian. Andrea posted this photo. The caption says, "Kind of shy and closeted trans femme. Advice? Huh?"
Get a haircut, hippie.
Let's keep this party rolling with a perfect example of what peak TDS, also known as Trump derangement syndrome, does to a grown man's mind. Roll it.
If Joe Biden fell down the stairs of the Air Force One plane, landed on his neck, broke it, fucking died, and was carried around like Weekend at Bernie's, he'd still be a better president than Trump.
You are a fucking moron.
So that fella basically just said the quiet part out loud, and it's actually how a lot of people on the left feel. They don't care who's in office. They don't care what happens to this country as long as the evil orange man isn't the president. Anyway, next up, so this clip is actually very reassuring that there are some people out there still using common sense and logic. Roll it.
I voted for Biden, and I can only think of one thing that was kind of good from that. The only good thing that came from voting for Biden is that it's very easy to figure out what is one of the biggest regrets of my life. I wouldn't have voted for Trump, but I would have spent all my time understanding more about what's going on in the Green Party. So thank you, Biden. You've made it easier for me to answer the question, what is your biggest regret in life?
Oh my goodness! That's the most badass thing I've ever heard.
So that was good. We just saw common sense and logic in action. That young fellow was using his critical thinking skills. However, this next clip is the exact opposite of that. This woke granny throws common sense and logic right out the window. Roll it.
Are your granddaughters?
They are 6 and 8.
Would you support them to get hormone blockers to become the other gender?
I would absolutely support them to get hormone blockers. The idea of one of my granddaughters learning that they're going to start having their period if they don't get their hormones blocked, even though they're identifying and portraying as a male. How horrible that would be. So yes, definitely.
If your granddaughter came to you and wanted to get a tattoo, what would you say?
That would be more difficult. I always told my 3 sons the one thing I ask is please don't get tattoos.
Really? Why tattoos?
There's just something so permanent about it.
Permanent?
It's pretty permanent. It's very difficult to get them lasered off or removed.
You don't think it's like permanent to change your gender?
What's the matter, cat? Got your tongue?
And that's exactly what happens when these woke people get pressed on an issue like that. Crickets! Anyway, next up, I wonder if that lady we just heard from is the grandmother to this woman's children. Roll it.
I don't know if I've raised really awesome kids or complete dicks. My daughter, who's 7, her pronouns are her and she. When we go out in public, I swear she's supposed to mess with people. And she'll be out with like a big tutu and a big bow in her hair. And people are like, oh, she's so adorable. Oh, girl, I love your shoes. She will dead ass look you in the eye and say, how dare you assume my gender?
What did you say? What the did you just say?
My daughter, who's 7, her pronouns are her and she.
No shit, Sherlock.
All right, next up we have a bold lib telling us a bold-faced lie. Wait for it. Roll it.
I'm a bold lib. Of course I'm child-free. I'm a bold lib. I'm financially independent. I'm a bold lib. Of course I don't have a gas stove.
Can you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the things? The things?
I'm a bold lib. Of course I don't have a gas stove.
Meanwhile.
I'm a bold lib. Of course I don't have a gas stove.
Fucking liar!
I just don't understand why that young lady felt the need to lie about having a gas stove. Especially after she posts TikToks of herself standing in her kitchen next to her gas stove. I mean, if you want a virtue signal to the woke cult, fine. But just use examples that are true. Anyway, next up. So this is Davey. Now, Davey works for Lyft. And apparently Lyft just came out with some program that's going to help out women and non-binary people. This fella, Davey's going to tell us about it. Roll it.
Hi, I'm Davey, and this is Maxine, and we have been driving with Lyft for over 6 years. And Maxine and I are getting ready to go out driving tonight, but we're going to try something new for the first time in those 6 years. We're going to turn on the Women Plus Connect feature. Women Plus Connect is a feature that matches women and non-binary drivers with more women and non-binary riders. Women Plus Connect gives women and non-binary drivers the option to turn on a preference that will prioritize matches with other nearby women and non-binary riders. Women Plus Connect first launched in September of last year in select early access cities, but now they're expanding it nationwide. I'm so excited. This feature offers more control over the driving experience for women and non-binary people, allowing them to feel more confident in the car. All right, time to get driving.
Okay, that's not creepy.
Hey guys, real quick, we don't have any sponsors for today's video. If you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. I mean, where else are you going to get updates on Al Weezy's latest OOTN or outfit of the night? Right? Am I right?
That boy is a P.I.G. pig.
Next up, we have yet another example of what this whole gender ideology does to a young, impressionable mind. And this just proves that influencers like Dylan and Jeffrey aren't positive role models for these people at all. Roll it.
Hello, my name is JJ. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm starting something so unoriginal. Today is day 1 of being a boy? Crazy. Y'all know who this is inspired by. We're a really big fan of Dylan Mulvaney. And I've, over the past year, come to the terms with my queer identity, with my trans identity, and what it means for me. And I am excited to begin socially and medically transitioning in ways that I haven't before. my transness has kind of just been a part of me for a long time, but now I get to celebrate it with the world. So thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of former Vice President Joe Biden sitting down with MSNBC's Jonathan Capehart a couple days after the State of the Union address. Here, Joe Biden is going to apologize. He actually apologizes for using the term illegal when referring to the individual who ended Laken Riley's life. And here's a quick recap of that in case you missed it.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
So you saw that, you heard that. Now let's address the elephant in the room real quick. Her name's not Lincoln Riley. It's not Lincoln, it's Laken Riley. But Joe doesn't care. He's probably just like, potato, right? And obviously Joe's handlers don't want him using the term illegal. So of course he had to go out on a press tour and apologize for offending a murderer. So here that is. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
During your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
Excuse me, the f did you just say?
I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect.
Oh, don't give me that liberal bullshit.
And you ain't black.